What's up? It's your boy Denja Marquise holding it down right now. I got Miss Jolie Shine with me, the mother of Billy Gotti. And as you may know, Billy has passed away. So his mother is here today to speak on it, on what happened, the love for her child, and so much more. So yeah, thank you so much for doing this interview. I know you're a little sad, but you're in good spirit because I just witnessed you on live just now singing. Like, so tell me what's going through your mind and like what's happened. What happened to the goat?
I'm going to be very, very, very quite frank with you. I honestly don't know. I was away at a church conference, literally at a church conference, worshiping the Lord, everything, and I come back to bad news, like very, 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 very bad news. I found Billy myself dead. Like it's no other way that I can explain it. Like I don't know what else to say. I can't really tell you what I don't know.
Right. So basically, he passed away from natural causes.
A lot, yes, natural causes, because Billy had his own apartment, like his own apartment, food, water, hay, everything in there. Billy has made it through many winters. It is now November. It is getting cold here, so I made sure that they stay warm, with the hay and everything else. And he was actually fenced in, like he really had his own apartment. So I know for a fact that it had to be natural causes.
What was going through your mind like when you saw him laying there whenever you got back from the conference?
I am going to let you know, I hollered. Like it was a sound that I haven't made in many, many, many years. Billy was super, super duper dear to me, and nobody understands that. I hollered. It was like a warrior's cry, but I was broken. I cried. I screamed. I scared everybody, to be honest. Nobody knew what was going on. My cousin was outside. Dukiana was actually outside. And the way that I screamed, he thought that my mother had passed away. Because it was like I screamed. I don't even know how, I can't even explain the scream.
Yeah. So you really love him.
Yes, still do. Very dear. When I got Billy, I was going through a really life. I just have to say this: life be life. Life has never been easy for me. I might make it look easy, but baby, it is not. I am just like everybody else. I go through a lot of different things. I'm just still alive to tell my testimony. Um, when my brother had died a year before that, heartbreaking, heartbreaking. So I was trying to really deal with the death of my brother. And then the guy that I was with, who I named Billy Father, he was actually incarcerated. I would tell everybody that he was in the army. He was in prison. So, that was my confidant. As I was walking through the death of my brother, the guy that I was with was my confidant. And with him being gone, it was like I was just in this apartment, battling depression, sad, not even understanding, like, God, why do things happen, but I know that things do happen. So I was so lonely. And one day it's almost like I just said, I've never had a goat before in my life. I said, I'm going to get me a goat. And he had actually called from prison. And I was like, I'm going to get me a goat. So I spawned his little bit of commissary money. And I went and brought Billy. So he didn't get commissary for a little while, but it's okay.
It's okay.
He forgave me. So yeah, he did. He meant a lot to me.
Yeah. So Billy, it was basically somebody that you went to find comfort, find peace, and to get away from what was going on.
Yes, the reality of things. And what was so crazy is that Billy was so fun and like loving and like, really, people say goat therapy. That is the truth. Like anytime I was sad, I want people to understand that he would come and lay right up under me. And it was almost like I needed somebody to need me.
Yeah.
It might sound a little difficult, but I needed somebody to need me. I needed something to take my focus off of really reality. So When I got Billy, he was just a couple of days old, so he still needed to be bottle fed. I taught myself how to do all of that. Again, I tell you, I have never had a goat before in my life. This is where the country ghetto has always been a farm. We had cows and pigs and chickens and stuff like that. Never goats. So yeah, so it was very different, and it was kind of healing, and it was positive, and Billy was funny, and I was funny, and it was just like the perfect duo.
Yeah.
And I don't have children either, so it was like, oh, okay, this is my baby, this is my son. Like, that's just all it is to it. I watched him grow up.
And you are his mother. Like, I haven't seen times where he cried for you.
Yes, I'm a mother. I'm a mother before anything. If you ever hear anybody say that, baby, it came from me. I am a mother before anything, and I still am.
Yeah, people on the internet, they think it's a joke. They don't think that you really love him, or he's really your son, this, that, and the third. When it comes to those type of comments, like, how do you explain yourself? How do you feel about those comments?
Okay, so a lot of people was just like, she's batshit crazy. Like, she's crazy when I first popped out with Billy, but they could not stop watching me. I am Billy and Billy is me. So with the comments of them saying that he's not my son, hey, to each his own. To each his own, baby. It is what it is. It's fine. But so people kind of caught on, so they call us twins. Like, oh, she looked just like Billy. She looked just like a goat. And then I would just comment, I'm a mother. I'm his mother. He's supposed to look like me. Like, it's at the simple fact of, when I first came out, they would really say stuff, but now they stop. They would just be like, oh, that's her son. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kind of like the way that we was together.
Right. It even put you on the Maury show. You had to go to the Maury show just to prove that you were the mother of your child.
Right. And if Maury said it, baby, it is the truth.
It's true.
Maury set the record straight for me, like, yes, Jolie Shine, you are the mother. Like, I tried to tell them that. They wouldn't listen. That was awesome.
Yeah, how did Maury come in the picture? Did he reach out to you? How did that come about?
It's like breaking news. Like, nobody, like, everybody, like, Maury, he's never had a goat on his show before.
Let alone an animal.
A lot of people said Maury was running out of ideas, but no. The producers actually reached out to me, and they asked me, would you like to be on the Maury show? I said, girl, why? Yes, and I did. So I love Lil Nas X, but Lil Nas, I did it first. Just know that. I done it first. Lil Nas came after me. He just was on Maury, I seen. So.
Yeah, you definitely was the originator of bringing the, something different.
Boom, bam, I brought it.
So that's another thing that Billy brought. He brought you so much, brought y'all so much because y'all did it together. So it gave you an opportunity to reach millions of people, thousands of people, the world. How is that for you, dealing with the fame and the like of people watching you?
I'm going to be honest. I still live a regular life. Even after me and Billy, we done a few shows, but even after me and Billy doing those shows, I still worked. Because, I continued to build my farm. So I was working like 14-hour shifts to do all of this. So I still lived a regular life. I still live a regular life. I have a good following, but that's just it. It's just the following. I still live like everybody else. Yeah. Still work. I still literally do those things. And on top of that, I'm trying to run a functioning farm, So it can get difficult, but.
Questions that want to be asked, I asked a couple people if they would like me to ask you. One of those questions is, the question is, do you plan to replace Billy, or is he irreplaceable? Or are you going to get another go as your son? What are you thinking about?
I just want to make this clear. All of my animals are my kids. I have another son. He reminds me of his daddy. So, we don't get along too great. But Billy is irreplaceable. He is. But I have a girl go down here. Her name is Sarah Lee, and she is actually pregnant. She a lady of the night. She's not, so I don't know who the daddy is, but when she gives birth, comes out white, it's Billy. Comes out brown, it's Bambi. So if it come out a dog, it's Princess. So maybe we'll have a Billy Gotti Jr. soon.
I am joked out. So we definitely got to the. If, I hope it's Billy's though. So I'm so serious.
I do too. Like I do too, but I'm gonna tell you because I do believe in the Lord and a lot of stuff. And, a lot of people say, I'm from the country ghetto. So it's like a saying, like, somebody passed away, somebody else is finna enter into the world. So yeah, it's kind of definitely like that. Like Billy passed away and Sarah's pregnant. So I'm praying that it is Billy's.
Okay. So what can you say about, I do know that you're having funeral service. What can you say about that?
It will be Saturday at 2 p.m. And I'm country ghetto. You just seen what happened between me and my mom. Like, it's really country ghetto. I just hope that it doesn't be a death at a funeral. Have you ever seen the movie?
Yeah.
Where everybody is, yes, that is my family. Like, baby, we are the clumps. That's who we are. So I'm pretty lit. I have a few other influencers coming, because they love me off the strength of who I am, because they know me personally. So that is lit. The support is very, very lit. I have a lot of people wanting to come, but it's like, this is where my family lives. Like we live here. I cannot bring all of those people here, but you have an open invitation to come if you like. It's definitely Saturday too. So I'm pretty excited about the funeral,
And it will be live streamed, correct?
We are definitely live streaming it. Definitely. And my support is so real that I have a videographer that wants to come out and record it and make the video, make it beautiful and do that for me. I'm very thankful for that. The support is beyond me.
Yes. So hopefully the funeral and everything brings you peace, bring your fans peace, bring your family peace.
Yes.
Yes.
I really.
And another thing you told me about off camera, you was telling me how Billy just lit up people's lives, even when you were working at the nursing home at one point in time, that you would bring Billy around just to lighten up the elderly's lives and their spirits.
That is very, very, very true. Very true. I wasn't working at the nursing home. I used to work there.
Yeah.
But see, when I got Billy, I wasn't working there anymore. Baby, I was jobless. But I knew that I was in a dark place, and the way that Billy was making me laugh, so it was cute. It was literally therapy. Billy didn't have a voice. That's why you hear me say, I am Billy and Billy is me. Like, baby, I am everything behind Billy, But he made me so happy when I was walking through those dark moments. And I have a love for animals, a love for the elderly, a love for kids, a love for people in general. And when I used to work there, I knew that people didn't come and visit them. Some people, they were by themselves. Nobody ever came. And I know that is a very, very, very sad situation. So the joy that he brought to me, I wanted to bring to them, and they did. I mean, he did. He brought them joy. They would hold him. They would laugh with him. I would go down there. Billy couldn't sing, but I would sing, and that's what I wanted to do. I don't spread hate. I like to see, the world is just tough enough.
Yeah.
I want to bring joy and love and laughter, and even for the people that think that they're left behind, I be wanting, baby, you're not left behind, because I love you. And then with Billy, it just made it even more interesting. So that's why I did what I did.
Yeah. I'm over here trying to hold back tears because what you're saying is really beautiful. I think you're a very beautiful person from inside and out. And I'm trying not to cry, but I don't have no choice but to cry right now. But it's just beautiful to see, because I really haven't known about Billy too long.
You don't make me cry, because people don't give me a chance. They don't know that I have this here.
Yeah.
Like, they don't know that I have it. It makes me cry because, like, oh, goodness. If they only knew how big that my heart was, you know?
Yeah.
I don't love to hurt people. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's just,
Yeah.
it's honest.
I know it was big when I was just clicking on your live right before this interview, and you literally sang your heart out, and you really was singing to the Lord, regardless of what people thought or whatever. I know how I feel to sing to the Lord, and you were singing to the Lord, and it was just beautiful to me, and
Thank you.
it was just beautiful. It touched me, so yeah.
Thank you.
So everybody
Thank
saying that it's fake about her loving Billy, it is.
It's definitely not. It is definitely not. Like, I genuinely have love for animals, and I genuinely have love for people. And a lot of people follow me because they seen that. And I was just like, it doesn't matter what life has thrown at you. It doesn't matter what you've been through. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't care, baby. You dare to be different. You have to live in your truth. I can't live in nobody else's at all. I mean, I love everybody. And I mean, absolutely everybody. People used to say I was weird or I was different or that I wasn't normal, but then I would have to tell them what is normal. Like, what is normal? I am exactly who am I supposed to be? I am exactly where I am supposed to be in this moment. I have to walk through whatever I'm supposed to walk through.
Yeah.
And the difference is between me and a lot of people is I walk through a lot, but I'm going to get through it.
Yeah.
A lot of things that I have walked through in my whole 32 years of living, people didn't make it out of. A lot of people decided they couldn't handle it and committed suicide and things like that. So when you hear me saying to the Lord, it's because I mean it. Because I went through a lot and I am still standing. This is not the end of my story, honey. It's just the beginning. It's a new chapter in my book.
Yeah.
That is it.
And
You are a beautiful person.
thank you. You're a beautiful person too. And like when I was watching live, even I was trying not to cry because I was in a moment of preparing for this moment right here with you.
I had to get off to come to you. I said, oh my goodness. It was literally supposed to be in me reaching out to Steve Wilkos to prove my innocence. But then I began to sing, and once I start to sing, it takes me to a whole nother level. A whole nother level. Because I am just, babe, I gotta be honest, I am so thankful to be here. I'm just thankful, honey. I'm just really thankful that I'm still here.
And I can feel that, and it not only touched me, it touched, I believe that was your nephew. It touched him too.
Oh my goodness. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He's young. He's as tall as me, but he is only 14. And he has walked through some things himself at that age, and he's only 14 years of living. And he asked me, how can you just worship God like that, baby? Because first of all, I'm not ashamed of God. And he knows that I've been through so much and that I've been hurt so much. So he was confused, like, how can you still just worship the Lord? Because I know that any situation, God will bring me out of it. That is how I can still worship the Lord. Baby, I am walking through hell, but I am still here. I'm still going to give God thanks for the things that he has done for me, for the things that he hasn't done, and for the things that he is doing right now in this moment. In this moment, that is how I still worship the Lord. A lot of people would not understand it, but it's not for them to understand. If they knew my testimony, then they would understand my praise. But they don't, though. They don't. You want me to tell you? Growing up, I was raised by my grandmother. She passed away, baby, broke my entire heart. My mother, the crazy one that you just seen, she was on drugs. Very, very bad. Very bad. Very bad. I began, I started school. My mother was on drugs for years. I'm 32. I don't think she got out till I was about 25 or 26. I used to ride the bus and they would tease me pick on me because my mama would be laying outside. It's cold. She would be laying outside in a place of Lodabar. And what I mean by Lodabar, a very low place. And my bus had to go past there. And they would see my mama laying there, so they would pick on me. And it hurt. Then my father, I was growing up, my father passed away. So it was like I didn't have a mother or a father. I had a grandmother and a grandfather. I had a grandmother and a grandfather. So that was really, really hard. I was walking through depression and I was so mad at God, but I couldn't help. Even in my mama's darkest moments, she told me, she said, baby, you always call on the name of Jesus. Anytime you get afraid, you call on the name of Jesus. I was mad at God, but I used to always call on him and I would say, God, if you would just heal my mama. So at a young age, I was calling on the name of Jesus. God, I cannot take this. I had to seek counseling. I had to go to counseling because I was ready to die. I was ready to commit suicide. I was at my wit's end, honey. I was just a kid. But I never forgot. My mama told me to call on the name of Jesus. Kept calling on him. I said she would get straight and then she would go back. And I would be so disappointed and so heartbroken. I have an aunt. She took me away from here. She took me away from here. I had to move to Florida because my mind was so messed up and I wanted to die and the enemy was attacking my mind. So she moved me to Florida. I'm so thankful for her. Because if it hadn't been for her moving me to Florida, I probably would have been dead. So I was hurt. I came back. Finally, I kept coming back off and on. I was so afraid to stay and leave my mother because even as a kid, I was a mother. I had to take care of her. She was my mother. You hear me? I would always come back for her because if she would have died, I wouldn't have been able to live with myself. So I had to come back for her. I always would come back for her, and then I would leave again because this is not where I needed healing for myself. So I would come back and I would stay for months and then I would leave again. I moved back and forth to Florida till I was about 25. So when I came, I was back and forth. And when I finally came back, my mother wasn't on drugs no more. And that is when I already had the faith. I knew that God could do it, but I kept getting disappointed. It was disappointment after disappointment. It was disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. But I'm sorry, that was my cousin. He finally healed my mother. Like finally. But the world don't know that. So when I praise him the way that I do, it is because I'm thankful. That is why. That is why. And then living here, the man, nobody knows this. The man used to touch me and things like that, molest me. Baby, I wanted to die. And then it's the fact of, I couldn't understand why I was walking through so much hell. It was hell, honey. And it was the fact of, I have never had kids. And I had to find it in my heart, to forgive that man because I said that I could not go to hell for hating somebody. And I had to find forgiveness for myself. I didn't have a father. He passed away, so I couldn't scream like daddy. This man is hurting me. I couldn't do that. So I praise him a bit different because I am still here. As I got older, it seemed like life got tougher. I had a brother. He was my rock. He was my strength. He was everything to me. We had to walk through that walk together. He done everything. He was younger than me. He done everything in his world to try to protect his sister. He did. And before I got Billy, I told you, my brother passed away. He died of a heart attack. He was only 25. Young, no, he was 24. He was about to be 25. This is so emotional because his birthday is in November. And he died in November. And what is so crazy is that Billy died in November. But he ended up dying. Oh, baby, I almost lost my mind. Lost my mind because there was a person that had to walk through that walk with me. I remember times I would get sick and my brother would never let anybody help me. I remember one time I had to go to the hospital. I was so sick. He wouldn't let nobody see his sister. And I was in a bathtub and he picked me up. And he carried me out of that bathtub. So baby, this right here, this heart has been through a lot of so much pain. So much pain that I've had to deal with. But a year later, after my brother passed away, I got Billy. And my brother was going through a lot. And I said, God, you know, I was so hurt. Oh, baby. Very hurt. But you know how my brother always tried to protect his sister? He could no longer protect me in the physical world. So he went up to heaven. In a way that he always tried to look out for me, to make sure that his sister wasn't hurting, to make sure she wasn't starving, to make sure she had some money in her pocket. This is why Billy is so dear to me. Because my brother left this physical world, but he went to the spiritual world. I said he would always be funny and say, my brother began to talk to God for me. He couldn't help me no more down here. He couldn't do nothing for me here. So he decided to say, God, I need you to help my sister. Because it is no way that a girl like me could get a goat and blow up and have this platform. So that's why Billy meant so much, because I said, oh, my brother was still looking out for me. I have many goats, but I have never met a goat like Billy. And I got a yard full of them now. That was my breakthrough. That was my blessing. I was walking through hell. I was hurting. I was suicidal. I was with a man that was beating the hell out of me. But that was the only person that I had that I thought that loved me. We all want to feel love. All of that, my brother couldn't protect me. He was gone. So he protected me in another kind of way. He took me farther than I have ever been or anybody has ever been in my whole family. Did that for me. And so people to ever even think in a million years that I would do anything to harm any of my animals, but to harm Billy when he came in the time of need. When I began to cry out to God and say, God, I thank you. When I began to say, God, I know this is my brother looking out for me, because he wouldn't stop. It's a saying when they say even death can't keep me from him. That is the truth. He could not, he would not stop. He wouldn't let his sister go out like that. He took me places that I've never been, but I'm saying that to say this, I would never do anything to harm my animals, and I damn sure would have never done anything to harm Billy. It might sound crazy, but Billy resembled my brother. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like the way that my brother helped me in this physical world. I felt like that was my brother blessing me. Like, sister, I'm finna bless you with this right here, sister. I'm gonna protect you with this right here, sister. So Billy is a different type of pain. Yeah, he was a goat, but he meant everything to me. Everything. Baby, I grew up in a damn trailer. For years of my life, girl, for years of my life, when I became an adult, my quarter went out. For years of my life, when I became an adult, I was broke, baby. I got kicked out of my apartment. That man was in prison because he was taking care of me financially. Nobody knows that I lived in a building that I didn't have power. I didn't have running water. I didn't have those things. I lived in a shack. No power, no water. I ran a cord from my grandmother's house because it was packed. I ran a cord from my grandmother's house up to my little shack right here. It was right here in the back of us, right here. And that's the way that I had power. I had no stove. I had no kitchen. I would have to walk across the grass to use the bathroom to take a bath and to cook. But they don't know that, though. Nobody knows that because I haven't told them. So people should stop judging people when you don't know a person. Or stop being so hateful and mean to a person when you don't know a person. Life be life, and baby. And I thank God every day. But when you see me on that video, I told my nephew, I said, baby, I told God to let me walk through this, for you will never have to walk through this. I was built for it too. It ain't no stopping me. Anything that I am doing from every time that I even started, anything that I was doing, I was always telling God I am going to pave the path for all of my nieces and nephews. They'll never have to go through what I did. I will protect them with every inch in me. I pray every day and I tell them, baby, you can be a king, you can be a queen, you can be a doctor. You can be the next president. There is no limit to who you can be. I tell them that I have a niece right now that's in foster care. Nobody knows that I've been fighting for a year to get her out of there. She is 16. It is no stopping me. Billy died, but I'm finna elevate to another level. It was time for me to separate. God is finna open so many doors that no man can ever close, because they have never been able to close not one door for me. One person told me no, God brought a million other people that told me yes. But I'm not out here looking for acceptance either. And I am so sorry. I'm just so deep in my feelings because people don't know me. So they don't understand. For me to get on this internet, for me to try to help people, for me to make people laugh. I don't care about the money, baby. I was doing that. That shit is priceless. Because I know what I had to walk through. So it helps me to put a smile on somebody else's face so that person could be really ready to go over the cliff. But every time I start a video, I'll say, hey, girl, hey. Or I begin to say, have I told you y'all still mean the world to me? I let them know that I love them because they might feel unloved. These people really don't know who I am. But it is time for Jolie Shine to shine. This didn't stop.
It's your time. It's your time. I feel that so much. And I thank you for sharing your heart with me now and sharing it with the world also. And I know you still got to get through this difficult time. The funeral is Saturday. How can people help contribute to the funeral?
I don't know. I set up a GoFundMe, and that's another issue. People are always talking. But, you know, I at first I didn't even want to post that Billy was dead. I had to call my aunt and I needed to talk to her about it. And I called a few other influencers. I discovered Stars as a person that I really talked to. And he was like, well, you go ahead and you let them know, you know. So that's when I let everybody know. And he told me to start a GoFundMe, but my Cash App is Real Billy Gotti. I have a GoFundMe on my Instagram. The link is in the bio. All of that. And I'm so sorry I got so passionate because I am a passionate person. So I begin to talk because I'm tired of people. Like, if y'all really knew who I am.
Yeah. That's why I don't ever judge people until I get to know them fully. Regardless of who you are, from President Trump to you. I don't judge anybody. Right. I truly know them heart to heart, to have a conversation with them, which we just did. And I appreciate you so much for your time and for just doing what you did for me, open up your heart. And you meant a lot to me. I never cried before on interview ever. I don't cry like that. I don't do that. And you made me cry. I feel the love.
Thank you. I try not to cry, but if I'm a crybaby. That's it. If I'm compassionate and I'm loving, and you know, I will just definitely cry. I really enjoyed doing this interview with you. Thank you for even taking the time out to talk to me. My phone is going dead, so I tried to put it on the charger. I think
we got everything covered. I appreciate you so much.
I'll speak with you soon, okay?
All right, thank you.